Oh, today I am so happy to be at Hapra.
Karibu sana daktari.
Asante Bwana Boniface. Karibu sana. It's a good day. I'm happy to be here today. Thank you for inviting us to Hapra.
Karibu sana.
Asante. Thank you, sir.
Professor, naona nilifuata nasoma kitabu yako.
Wonderful.
Research, beautiful research it is. Very much.
Wonderful. And this is good work. Yeah, research is very, very important. It drives really interventions.
That's correct.
So that we have evidence-based, interventions, especially in areas substance use, because science drives intervention.
That's true. That is why we're very grateful for this. And we encourage a lot of the young people whenever you get to meet them who are studying anything to do with addiction, to please come and meet up.
True. And be part of this community of people who are running interventions in terms of drug demand reduction in the country.
Karibu sana daktari. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm so glad to be here, Boniface. It's good that you invited me to come and see what HAPRAC does. I want to hear who Boniface is and who HAPRAC is.
Oh, nice. So now you know, daktari, for a long time we have had quite a number of rehabilitation centers. And sometimes rehabilitation centers are so focused on the work they do, and there's certain core things that we wanted to do that we couldn't. So we thought over time that we needed to have an association of rehab centers that could deal with the issues that we wouldn't deal with on a day-to-day basis, given the work we do. You know how intense rehabilitation centers can be. So that is how we thought that we needed to engage with county governments, we needed to engage with NACADA as Unison, to work with the corporate worlds, the national government, bilateral organizations, as an association. So we asked NACADA to help us. And that is how we sat down together in the year 2019, about 150 rehabs, and we started divisioning out how we want to see, or what we want to see, and what are the core areas that we work together for. We came up with 5 core vision areas. 1, finances. Finances is always like number 1 for everyone. Number 2, quality of our work. Number 3, we came up with strategic information, like your work. This is something that we work with universities, colleges and researchers, because we have a lot of that. We have a lot of connection with research. 4, public information.
Reaching out to the community.
Yes. And I know that also affects our image. There has been issues around certain rehabilitation centers not being at par. So we need to one treatment center, one rehab center not working very well affects the image of all of us. And of course networking with each other, exchanging information,
best practices,
stuff like that.
Good.
Those are the 5 key areas.
Those are the 5 key areas that HAPRAC is involved in.
Yes.
And HAPRAC, as you said, is an association of
rehabilitation centers. Yes.
That are in Kenya.
Yes.
You cited like you have 150 members.
Yes, we do.
Corporate members.
No. Now we have 3 types of membership. But the core member is the center, not the individual.
Yes.
The rehabilitation center. So you see, you hear like, for example, a single rehabilitation center. Have this number of rehabilitation centers. That's the core member. But we also have individuals who would like to support. And I think for this, I would really appeal to anyone who would want to join APRAC as an individual member. Somebody supporting rehabilitation work, they can join up. They don't have voting rights, but they support. And number 3, they are corporate members. Corporate major sponsors of major corporate membership would be very helpful in bringing about resources around addiction issues. So those are the three key areas. That is the other area of work that we did together. Sat together and agreed on who should be a member. We developed articles of association, then registered APRAC.
Wow.
And we also did a strategic forum. So it took us about 2 years to formally set up the association. Yeah, in a content, visioning out, strategic workshop, and articles of association.
Wow.
So in 2019 is when we got our first certificate. Actually, we had certificates for that.
Okay, as a recognized organization.
Yes. Of Association of Rehab Center. This is the first function. There was another attempt a few years earlier, but I think rehabilitation centers were not ready for it. It was called CARI. So APRAC now is formally, and this is the office. You have members, you have certificates for membership, you have
activities
yes.
that you run
yes.
as an association.
Yes.
For an association to be formed, it means that there is a need it is meeting in the community.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the Association of Rehabilitation Centers, knowing what rehabilitation centers do. It's about trying to restore somebody, an individual who has been involved in substance use, and this person requires support for them to come back to normalcy or to treat this addiction disease. Because as you know, today science has shown that addiction is a brain disease, isn't it? Now, for us to have all this number of rehabilitation centers in the country, and for us to have an association that is coordinating all of them, so that, as you said, we have standards, we have a way of setting best practice, learning from one another. As a country, where are we in matters substance abuse?
Actually, very, very thanks for that question. We have come a long way. Yeah, we've come a long way. We've come a really long way, because I've been around since the first day. The country actually thought that we have a serious alcohol problem. It's in the year 2001, where there was too much people drinking. That they thought they didn't have anything. That's when they formed the Agency for Campaign Against Drug Abuse. So it's almost 21 years since then. And during that period of time, it was led by someone called Joseph Kaguzi and his work. It was just an agency campaigning against drug abuse, and he did very well with it, but allowed a lot of training. I think this time was between 2007 to the year 2012, and then we had a lot of progress. 2011 or 2012, serious progress, because the U.S. State Department brought in a lot of training. Colombo people were here. We had a very interesting time of training. A lot of training by the U.S. State. So
a lot of awareness about the issues substance abuse came in, because now there is some kind of a realization that there is a need in the community around substance use. And the government stepped in and then brings in all these players to be able to intervene in the area of substance abuse. Now, when we look at substance abuse in this country, who do you think are the most affected? Which of the groups, looking at the population in Kenya, where would you place? Is there a way we can say that really this is a big issue, especially among maybe the youth, the adults, the children? Where are we as a country?
Well, we are seeing more and more younger people checking into rehab lately. If you go to I have 5 rehabs myself, and the admission age is
going down.
Yes, because usually we thought that people would just drink alcohol we give them some time before you start to see the problem. So I don't know whether it's maybe about the the awareness of the problem that is contributing to early check-in,
True.
or whether it is people are beginning to use a lot earlier and using in high quantities, sufficient enough to see a problem. We have also seen a big shift towards comorbidity, a huge comorbidity between people who have an alcohol problem and a mental health issue. And that has become almost like taking up about 60 to 70% of our clientele. So you find people with anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and alcohol, and alcohol abuse, and marijuana.
So besides being a substance user, there are mental disorders that either underlie the substance use or are caused by the substance use.
Yes.
And a lot of people now are checking into rehabilitation centers with the comorbidities.
Yes.
Substance use and a mental disorder.
Yes. Daktari, interestingly, I'm a 12-stepper. 12-stepper, that's why we call this place C12. And we usually just focused on alcohol. So it was a very wow moment to start to see the connection between alcohol abuse and mental health. Even personally, I've had an alcohol drug problem myself, and I had never thought that I had any issues mentally, or if I had any mental health problems.
Yeah, true.
So, just having a look at and to see also among my clients the rate at which the mental health issues are prevalent, it's very humbling to see how connected they are. That actually substance use is a mental health issue.
It's a mental health issue.
It is. Because there is such a huge connection. And maybe that also shows why they are coming in very early.
Yeah, true.
Because it could be an underlying issue, it could be a traumatic event, there's such a serious correlation between traumatic childhood and
substance use. Early substance use.
Yes, evidence, especially among the girls. That's what I see.
What are the especially among the girls, as you see?
Yes.
What is like the lowest age that you have seen take up in a rehab?
Wow.
For substance use?
Yes, we have had many people. And they're not recognized from good family, 16, 15. We are not allowed to admit.
Yes.
But we do outpatient programs. And so one of them we had to just keep at the halfway house because that's not really upsetting.
Yeah, true.
And allow them to go to school while we still support. We support, we provide the supportive housing structure. They need. In fact, actually, I think we should have a school specific to people who have an alcohol drug problem.
At young children.
The
young ones.
teenagers. I think it's time that we have a school because they're being expelled from schools. Schools don't know how to deal with the issue. We have a serious problem among them who are experimenting and combined with the mental health issue and combined with self-harm. It's becoming a pattern that we need to identify a school that can just be specific for such. Because you don't want to get them out of school.
Yeah.
But they still need an environment.
Yes, true.
Yes.
I think those are the needs that really need to be spoken out. And the more awareness is created as you are doing as HAPRAC and the members of HAPRAC are doing their work, that is how gaps are identified. That's how evidences come out and then they inform policy.
That's correct.
And once policy is informed, then programs are put in place to be able to respond. Because remember, health is a basic right. It is a human right issue.
True.
And every person has a right to good health. So the work that APRAC and our members are doing really is good because it will be able to inform policy. It will be able to inform where we are as a country.
Sure.
And remember, this is not a country issue only.
Yes.
Globally, we are seeing a lot of increase of non-communicable diseases. That mental health is one of the non-communicable diseases that the World Health Organization has realized is leading to a lot of mortality and poor quality of life.
Correct.
So this work is very good work. And I'm looking at this and wondering, where do you see HAPRAC in the next 5 years?
In fact, very interesting. If you look at addiction, you see this is the first time it is written, like addictions. It is not just alcohol and drugs.
Wonderful. Yes, that's very notable. Addictions, not addiction.
Yes. Addictions has become many. It's not just alcohol and drugs. There's new addictions. There are some of them process addictions.
Yes, true.
Process, like for example, we have seen a high rate of people getting lots of access to internet.
Yeah, true.
Developing some serious internet addiction.
Yeah.
Like
pornography.
Pornography. True. Some very traumatic exposure to things that we shouldn't be seeing at very early ages. Yes.
Sex addiction is becoming a challenge.
A serious challenge. Exposure to ideas about self-harm. There are some interesting things that are happening around the internet that we cannot roll back, but we can now start creating awareness and develop this prevention. And since we are a network of rehab centers across the country, we can work with prevention experts as a launching pad in our communities to highlight awareness. You can see we have good space here. We can do a lot of community service in creating awareness about mental health and addictions and the combination of those among those young people.
Yes.
As early age as possible.
And as we talk about young people, I look at families.
Yes.
The young people are coming from families.
Yes.
So the more we empower the family, the more we have prevention amongst children.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we are looking at a population that is actually a healthy population.
Yes.
A population that has no substance use disorders or reduced substance use disorders.
Reduced.
Because at the end of the day,
And well-managed.
And well-managed substance. That's why the rehabilitation centers are there. So that we have good management or well-managed substance use disorders. And the network really working with the partners, creating awareness, setting standards, being able to use research to inform interventions is a very good point for this country.
Yes, I think that those are the things that give us a lot of hope. That we are now beginning, and you see the need for APRAC now, because the association can coordinate this, can bring around. Like recently, we are connected very well with ISA. We work very closely with NACADA, and we work very closely with this association for overall counselors. So a coordination that brings about a community devolved, informed prevention program will reduce the number of people who actually develop a problem.
And knowing that health is devolved, and mental health and substance use disorders are health issues, that means they are happening in the community and they are devolved. I am wondering, how are you working with maybe the county government? To be able to reach to the counties?
Yes, interesting. By the way, that is very interesting, because this house where we are at is a county government house. It's at City Park. And we have worked very closely with Sakaja, and previously the governor who was there was called Mike Sonko, in trying to help people who have an alcohol drug problem. And we are very keen with working with the county government, because that's where you get to the machinari. And figure out how we can help, how we can be useful. Because we have a lot of information that without working with county government, there's no way we are going to. We are looking really forward to work with Sakaja on this.
To be able to reach to the population, to reach the communities, the vulnerable people, so that prevention happens at the lowest level. Because people come from families. So if information reaches the family, it will reach the society. And the family members are either in the workplaces, they're in the religious groups, they are in the business areas. This is what forms the country.
Very true.
Yeah.
No, like in this year's International Day Against Drug Abuse,
Yes.
on this ground,
Yes.
community health workers, community health volunteers of Westlands. I didn't know how many there were. There were so many, like 1,500 community health volunteers. Actually, you can imagine if such people, these are people who are within the communities, just in Westlands. These are people who can really bring about information if they are well trained. So those are the things we can work with county governments to ensure that our community health volunteers in every sub-county, in every ward, are informed, educated, and trained to identify problems with addiction, and with what you say, evidence-based approaches that actually help. Yeah.
And when that is rolled across the country, you can imagine what a wonderful country we will have.
Yes.
A country where individuals are productive on a daily basis.
Yes.
Somebody is not weighed down by substance use to an extent that they become less productive.
Yes.
We are looking at our Vision 2030.
Yes.
We are looking at the Sustainable Development Goals. We are looking at the Vision 2063, the African vision, that is people-driven. So if we can invest in the people in the community, invest in the populations of Africa, invest in the population of Kenya, empowering them as you are saying, then we'll have less drug issues, we'll have a healthy population that will be able to drive our economy forward.
So, I just read another research like this one about the cost of addiction in developing economies. Now, in developed economies, they have about 3% of the GDP, and some are even going lower to 1.5, affected by substance use. In costs, like you mentioned, you rated very well. And the cost to the economy is lost in manpower, loss of life of a very well trained, because addiction is an equal opportunity employer. It will kill anyone.
It will kill anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't care.
It will get the literate, the illiterate, the young, the old.
So the cost in Kenya calculated at between 3 to 6% of the GDP, and cost of addiction or alcoholism and substance use in our country to our economy at that rate, it's about 600 billion. 300 billion to 600 billion. That's close to all the money that is given to come together. Like a loss in life, it's a lot.
It's a lot of loss. When you look at the accidents that are happening in the country, and you hear that maybe somebody was drunk and driving, and that's how an accident happened. How many people are in hospital, nursing injuries? Some of them or developed some disability because of substance use. So we really need to arrest this, and APRAC and the team, I think you are doing a good work to contribute to the growth of this nation. It is good work that you are doing, and I applaud your leadership. And I believe that our country is taking the right steps because of people like you, associations like these, members of these associations. Let us take prevention to professionalism, so that when we professionalize this, the interventions will have sustainability. The interventions will be actually impactful, because at the end of the day, we need to see a healthy population. Thank you, Thank
you so much.